side waist and neck thing today. And I love it if you set up your camera so I can see your mat. That is just so great when that happens. It's big help to me. I've just been noticing in the pelvic floor class I'm teaching how helpful that is to be able to see people. So that would be great. And if you have a strap, we might go for a bind later. And if you have a blanket, we're going to fold a blanket at a certain point. I'm noticing I don't even have a strap. If you have a blanket, we're going to fold up a blanket. If you don't have a blanket, Fran has a few blankets she's giving away that she tried to get rid of last week. So, all right. So let's just begin in seated again on the block. So we're going to put the block in landscape position here underneath both sitting bones and just walk the sitting bones back and try to get a little width between the sitting bones. And let's just start out by taking our hands into fists and stripping down with the knuckles from the heel towards the ball of the foot, and just find out what kind of tightness you're carrying around in the bed of your foot. And if you find an owie spot, just kind of weigh into it a little bit and see if you can stretch it out with your knuckles. For 3 and 2 and 1, and then just release that. And we're going to start by taking the right shoulder. Try not to lose your ribs when we're doing this. See if you can remember what we were doing recently with that corseting your low ribs towards your hip crest and just kind of keeping that sense of strength on here. So try to keep that going. And then just lift your shoulder top up, like I'm always telling you not to do, and then take it back and down, and then lift it up and take it forward and down. So you're going to just do that a few times, back and down and forward and down. And we're going to pair it with the breath. So go ahead and inhale it back and exhale it forward. Inhale it back and exhale it forward. And then just let that go and take your left hand up and around towards your right ear and just let your left ear drape towards your left shoulder. Watch those low ribs. We're still corseting down here. Don't weigh down with your hand. You don't have to pull or force, but this left hand is more tractioning your left ear towards the top of your head. And you're just making length here as if you're going to get the right side of your neck and the right shoulder top as long and stretchy as possible, like it's made out of taffy and you're kind of stringing it out. And particularly, I want you to get your brain into this little space right at the base of the skull and the top of the neck. And see if you can expand and lengthen your neck at the very top of the neck. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then inhale, excuse me, inhale your shoulder top up and drop it back behind you. And then as you exhale, I want you to lift up your head towards center, pressing it into your hand. And then as you exhale, bring your right ear towards your right shoulder and take your shoulder forward. And then inhale and just reach that back and drop your shoulder blade back behind you. And exhale and reverse. Inhale, shoulder comes back, ear goes left, stretch at the top of the neck. And as you exhale, initiate the movement from the bottom of the neck. Pull the bottom of the neck towards the right shoulder. Inhale, top of neck stretches, shoulder blade comes back. Exhale, bottom of neck reaches right, shoulder blade comes forward and down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then just let that go and just notice how that feels on the right side of your neck. And then just go ahead and try that left side. So lift up your left shoulder top towards your ear, and then inhale it back and down, and exhale it forward and down. Inhale and exhale. Try not to take that into the rib cage. Inhale and exhale. And then just take your right hand up and over your left ear. Don't weigh it down so much as traction it towards the top of your head, like you're lengthening the left side of your neck and the shoulder top. You're trying to string them out like taffy, getting longer, longer, longer. And really concentrate on this very topmost portion of the neck where the base of your skull meets the neck. And that's where you're lengthening, especially for 3. And course it down your low ribs. And 2. And 1. And then just pull that shoulder top up and inhale it back and down. And then as you exhale, pull the bottom of your neck to the left and lift up your shoulder top and let it come forward. Resist with your hand as you do that. Inhale, back and down, top of neck goes long. Exhale, push into your hand pushes into head, left shoulder blade comes forward. Inhale. And exhale, use the bottom of your neck to pull in. Inhale, open top of neck. Exhale, use bottom of neck to pull in. Don't lose your low ribs. Inhale. Top of neck is stretching. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Great. And then just go ahead and let your block go and take your glutes over to the right side of your feet. And we're going to come down into this little mermaid position of the legs and onto the elbow. And we're going to do the same thing. So just hold over the top of your head, maybe onto your right ear, maybe not. And let left ear come close to left shoulder. Inhale, right shoulder comes back and down. And then exhale, forward. Inhale, back and down. And exhale forward. This is the same action that we were doing sitting up, but now we're just going to really involve our rib cage. So as the head comes up, really drop the ribs down. And as the head comes toward the right shoulder comes forward, let the ribs come up. So inhaling up, top of neck stretches, exhaling down, bottom of neck reaches to right. And then the rib cage is just moving as much as possible. Inhale, top of neck. Exhale, bottom of neck. Inhale, top of neck. Exhale, bottom of neck. Try a different angle with your nose. Maybe your nose is going to point a little more to the left this time, or to the right. For 3. And 2. And 1. And then just let that go. Let your head hang in the center and go ahead and bring your glutes over to the other side and come all the way down onto your elbow. Let your left hand come up and over, right hand come up and over to the left side of your head. Inhale, reach your right ear towards your right shoulder, stretch the top of the neck, top of shoulder comes up and back. Exhale, bottom of neck stretches, your left shoulder's coming forward and down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, and really get your ribs moving. So on your inhale, your ribs are dropping. On your exhale, your ribs are rising up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, stretch the top of the neck, take the shoulder back. As you exhale, use the bottom of the neck to go to the left and take the shoulder forward. And then just try a different placement of your nose. Maybe your nose is going left, or maybe it's going right. And the hand is resisting the head a little bit, and the head is resisting the hand a little bit. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then just hang your head and come back to the center. Take your tops of feet on the mat, so you're like this. And then you're just going to find that blanket and you're going to fold it up so it's right into your belly. So you've got this little thing in the way, and you're going to kind of pick up your rib cage, not shear forward, just pick it up away from the pelvis, and then forward fold. So you've got that blanket in between your thighs and your belly, and just stretch your hands forward and let your head drape down. Now, if that's uncomfy to hold your head up, just get a block there or something. It's fine to support your head, and just elongate the side waist and feel that space that the blanket is creating in the belly. For 3 and 2 and 1. Now we're going to walk our hands over to the left and just keep reaching that right sitting bone back behind you, and pry up your lowest right rib away from your right hip crest, and make a lot of space between your right rib tips. You're just really spreading that right rib cage apart. Breathe into it. And we've been doing all this work, warming up the side waist, using it to twist. Hopefully we're getting a little bit more mobility into those intercostal muscles, little muscles between the ribs. All right. And then we're going to just go ahead and take that right elbow to the floor and cradle that right ear into it. Now you might be able to even take your elbow a little bit more to the left, and you might be able to shift your right sitting bone a little further back behind you or over towards the right, so that you can just feel the biggest stretch you can get along the right side and the back of the right ribs. And you're just lengthening out there. 3, 2, and 1. Now put your right forearm on the floor. Get a hold of the top of your head and just reach your rib cage to the right and your ear to the left. And take that little rocking motion we were just doing with the head and the side waist, but you're already elongated. And you can add the shoulder movement if you can handle it, but if you can't, just get the rib moving in the ear. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then come back to the center. Rest your head down, creep your fingers forward, and just feel any difference that you've made in the right and the left side body. Now, right below the left shoulder blade tip is a really tight area of the body, so you may not be able to go as far in this direction, but let's just see what happens. So we're going to walk over towards the right. We're going to reach our left sitting bone back and to the left, and then we're going to go ahead and put that elbow down and cradle the head, and just pry up your left lowest rib from the left hip crest, and make as much space between your left rib tips as you can, and breathe into that area. I mean, we've been for months warming this up in the Parigas and TikTok, so here we are really trying to take advantage of any space we've made in the body. And then we're just going to take that forearm down, take that right hand on top of the head, right ear to right shoulder, ribs bow to the left, and then go the other way. And just take the same action we were taking a moment ago when we were seated or we were in the mermaid. We're just trying to loosen up the side body, side waist, and neck at the same time, the edge of the neck. If you want to get your shoulders involved, you can, but it's a little complicated here. We're folded over. 3, 2, and 1. And then just come back to the center. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And just notice any freedom you gained in the sideways from that little action. And then go ahead and walk your hands back towards yourself and go ahead and come and stand at the front of your mat in a forward fold and just hang. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then inhale, look halfway up and just re-extend where you felt that blanket in the fold, in the crease fold, and then forward fold again with that extension and just feel that little extension in the body. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then inhale and look halfway up and exhale and step your right foot back, bend your left knee over your left ankle. And you could put your right knee down if you want to, if you feel more comfortable. Otherwise, if you're okay here, go ahead and make a little sitting bone circle. If you are here for bumping out the left hip and you want to loosen up your left hip, you can lift up your left inner arch and inner ankle for a moment and really press that left hip out to the side, make a little more space before your sitting bone circle, or not, depending on how you're feeling. And when you're ready, go the other direction. Try not to weigh into your hands too much. See if you can keep kind of light in your hands or even come up on your fingertips. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then take flat hands to the tops of blocks and step your left foot back and step your right foot forward. Right knee over right ankle. You can put your left knee down if you feel like. You can bump your right hip out if you want to. But just take a little sitting bone circle on that side. 3, 2, 1. Go the other direction, please. 3, 2, and 1. Flat hands on block. Step right foot back and come into your Dandasana, shoulders over wrist. Reach your shoulder blades down the back. See if you can find that little sense of engagement at the back from the QL as the shoulder blades reach for the pelvis and the pelvis reaches for the shoulder blade again. And then counteract that action by sewing up your buttons. So take your navel, your deep belly, and your solar plexus and sew them up toward your spine and then pull them toward your top of head, like you're pulling them up under your rib cage. And just feel that co-activation of the back and the front of the body here in the Dandasana. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then go ahead and step your left foot forward again and slightly straighten your front leg. Cat arch your back, let your head go. Don't let your shoulder blades near your ears. Lift and spread your left toes and fan your foot side to side. And as you pull your left hip back, just push your left heel into the floor, like you're really trying to make the back of your left leg longer. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then just go ahead and drop the right knee down. Take the left edge of the sacrum back and drop the left sitting bone a little bit so that your right glute turns on, your right hammy should turn on. And then just go ahead and start swinging your arms and really move the arms from the belly. See if you can, instead of moving the belly from the arms, see if you can initiate the swing from your navel going left to right. Just use your waist. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then right hand comes onto right block. Just take a little weight in it and take the left hand over towards the top of that left ear. Left hand over towards the top of the right ear. Right ear is coming to right shoulder, left ribs up to ceiling, and then just go back and forth a little bit. Same action we were doing before. Your rib cage is belling side to side. Your ear is coming from one shoulder towards the other. Your head and hand are resisting each other. Just see what kind of movement you can get in the side waist here. For 3 and 2 and 1, and then let that go and go ahead and exhale. Cat arching one more time. Lift and spread your left toes. Pull your left hip back. Push your left heel into the ground. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then go ahead and drop that right knee down again. Pull left edge of sacrum back and swing both arms this time. Try not to lose your low ribs. So we're just trying to make extension in the front body without losing this sense of the corset. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then right hand, left scap, left hand, right scap. Just feel the upward movement of the elbows while the low ribs are dropping toward the pelvis. And we're getting a lot of length from elbow tip down to, you might feel the inner thigh on the right side where the psoas connects. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then just take that right hand behind the head, wrap that elbow around to the left and let the shoulder blade follow it. And then take your left ear towards your left shoulder and really bell out your right rib cage. So we've got this really long line. We're twisting and contracting left side waist. You want to really expand your right rib up. Get your right rib tip separating, and then drop that elbow outside the left thigh. Take the hands to namaste and really reach the right belly to the left. See if you can pull the navel to the left. Initiate movement in the sideways from the navel again. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then release and go ahead and straighten out the back leg. Cat arch, hang your head. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then step that left foot back so you're in your Dandasana again. And see if you can get a little action on the back side of the body, shoulder blades reaching towards back rim of pelvis, QL on, and then counteract that with that button action, like sew up your navel, your deep belly, your solar plexus up to the front edge of the spine and pull those buttons up under your rib cage. For 3 and 2, lift between the shoulder blades, and 1. And then let's go ahead and step that right leg in between the hands as you exhale. Lift up the right foot, fan your foot side to side. Pull your right hip back at the same time that you're pushing your right heel into the mat. So you're really trying to lengthen the back of the right leg. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then on your next inhale, drop your left knee down. See if you can get the right edge of the sacrum moving back, equilibrated with the left edge, and then drop the right sitting bone. Try to find your left glute on, your left hammy on, and then use your belly to turn the body so that the arms swing. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then go ahead and curl those left toes under and exhale, cat arching. Lift and spread your right toes, fan the right foot side to side. Pull the right hip back, push the right heel forward for 3 and 2 and 1. And then next inhale, the left knee comes down again. Right edge of sacrum back, right sitting bone drops, and we're going to swing both arms. We're trying to keep that low rib dropping toward the pelvis, corset on. And then we're just going to take the left hand, right scap, right hand, left scap, and really lengthen up. Elbow tips rising, feeling of corset on. So low ribs are dropping down. You want to feel that extension from especially the left elbow tip down to left inside thigh for 3 and 2 and 1. And then just release the left hand to the back of the head and wrap it around towards the right side. Let that left shoulder blade follow it over towards the right, and take the right ear to the right shoulder and let the left rib cage bell out to the left. So again, we've got this funny angle. We're twisting and side bending. We're trying to lengthen out that left side as much as possible. Breathe into left ribs. And then just go ahead and drop that elbow outside the thigh. Take the hands together. Turn the navel to the right. Turn the navel. Spin the belly from the navel for 3 and 2 and 1. And then release and exhale. Cat arching. Lift and spread your right toes. Fan your foot side to side for 3 and 2 and 1. And then just step back, Dandasana, lifting between shoulder blades, pressing base of skull up towards ceiling. You got your quads tight, your hip crests are coming forward. See if you can get a little co-activation at the back and the front for 3 and 2 and 1. And then we'll step the left foot forward, drop the right knee down. And this time we're just going to pick up that left heel and set it down and extend. Think about that blanket we had right here in the fold, how we pull the rib cage up, which doesn't mean shearing the rib cage forward, but just try to pull and extend the sideways. Get a little bit more room for your imaginary blanket, and then forward fold. Spread your left toes. You can fan your left foot side to side. You can pull your left hip back as you push your left heel forward, trying to lengthen that side, back of the leg, on the left side. 3, 2, 1. And then just walk your blocks over towards the right. Let your left block walk further. Can't talk. Walk further than your right block, and then press your hips back towards the left side. Breathe into the left rib tips for 3 and 2 and 1. And press your right hand into the block. Extend left arm up to sky. Go as wide as you can across the collarbones. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen up into left fingertips. And then just drop that right ear to the right shoulder. Lengthen out, especially at the top where the skull meets the top of the neck on the left side. And just drape that ear down like your left side of neck is made out of taffy. And lift the edge, the outer edge of the left shoulder top up in the air. 3, 2, 1. Then step your left shoulder blade back. Take your left hand into your right side waist and just start making a circle in the clockwise direction on the ceiling. So you're going up and forward and down with that left shoulder top for 3 and 2 and 1. And then release. Take your left block underneath your right arm. Flip the palm. Cinch the hand back. Reach your fingertips towards the back of the mat. Reach your left shoulder blade towards the front of the mat. And then turn, steer your navel to the right for 3 and 2 and 1. And then release and come back. Oh, we're going to swing our right leg shank Behind us, our right knee slightly outside of the right hip. Left foot is parallel to the edge of the mat. And then just squeeze an imaginary block for a moment between the thighs. Get a little stability, drop the low ribs. And then we're going to shoot that other brick up to the sky. And again, we're trying to lengthen that sideways like we did when we had that blanket in there. So we're just trying to pick up the rib cage away from the pelvis. And then when it's as long as it can be, we're just going to take the arms down behind the head. Take an easy inhale. As you exhale, left elbow comes to left knee. Inhale the right elbow back and breathe into this right rib cage. Spread the rib tips. 3. Try not to shear your low ribs. 2. 1. Inhale your way up and exhale your way down and breathe into the left ribs. Take your left elbow back. 3, 2, 1. Inhale your way up. Exhale your way down. Take your breath a little higher into your upper ribs and spread them apart. Take your right elbow back. 3, 2, 1. Inhale your way up and exhale down. Take your left elbow back. Breathe into upper left ribs. 3, 2, 1. Inhale your way up and exhale your way down. And this turn towards your left knee. Reach your right elbow towards the floor and let that right shoulder blade wrap around the body like it's following the elbow. And then breathe into the bottom tip of that right shoulder blade. For 3, and 2, and 1. On your next inhalation, open up your wing, look up at that elbow, drop the right shoulder blade towards the right pelvic rim, and lift the back of the pelvis towards the shoulder blade so your right QL is on. And breathe up under that right collarbone. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then release. Take the blocks to the floor. Curl right toes under, extend right legs. So we're going to hang in Prasarita Padottanasana here. And just put your head on a block or flop over in a rag doll, or you can take the hands to the outsides of the feet. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then without letting your knees come forward, just sit your glutes way back behind you and feel a big stretch in the back leg. For 3, maybe in your pelvic floor. 2, and 1. And then take your hands underneath you on the block or on the floor. And then as you inhale, straighten your right leg, push, elongate, and reach your left knee into an imaginary block that I'm holding outside of your leg. And then on your next inhale, push your left foot away and reach your right knee out against that imaginary block. And then just go side to side. Go slow. It's not a stretchy, gooey movement so much as a muscular movement. You're really pushing that left heel. You're really pressing the right knee out as you go side to side. Let your neck is soft. Now, because we've just been working this sideways stuff, as your right knee presses out to the right, let your right rib cage bell out to the right and walk your hands to the left. And then reverse. So as your left knee comes out, press your left ribs to the left and let your hands come to the right. And just go side to side. If you can remember, add it in, you can take your ear close to the shoulder that the hands are on. And just get as deep into that side waist as you can. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then go ahead and walk your blocks around to the front of the mat and step your front foot to meet the back and just come back into your danda. So you can get that co-activation happening at the front and the back of the body. So the shoulder blades and the back rim of the pelvis are reaching towards each other at the same time that the low ribs and the hip crests are reaching towards each other, or you're sewing your buttons up. And then press the base of the skull up towards the ceiling. Get your quads tight. Lift your dolphin fin. 3, 2, and 1. And then just go ahead and step your right foot forward, drop your left knee down. You're just going to pick up your right foot and set it down. And we're thinking about that blanket right in the hip flexors. So just make a space for that and then lean over the blanket, push into your right big toe mound, fan your foot side to side, and you can pull your right hip back while you're pushing your right heel into the mat and trying to elongate the back of that leg. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then walk your blocks over towards the left. Reach your right block further than your left. Press your pelvis back over towards the right side of the mat. And just breathe into your right rib tip. Spread your right ribs apart. 3, 2, 1. From your left hand into block, open up right arm to sky. Spread the notch between the collarbones as wide as you can get it. Really elongate across that front line. And then just drape your left ear down to your left shoulder. Go after that little space between the right base of the skull and the right side of the neck. And just let it drape down like the right edge of your neck is made out of taffy. And at the same time, pull up the outer edge of your right shoulder towards the sky and lengthen the shoulder top up for 3, and 2, and 1. And then step your right shoulder blade back, drop your right hand into your left sideways, and you're going after a clockwise circle again. Your shoulder tops reaching up and back and down for 3, and 2, and 1. And then release and take that block underneath you. Flip your palm over, cinch your fingers towards the back of the block, and reach the right shoulder blade towards the front of the mat. Turn your navel to the left. Just notice which twist, which edge of the body is more resistant for 3, and 2, and 1. And then just swing your left leg shank behind you so your left knee is just outside of your left hip and your right foot is parallel to the edge of the mat. And you're going to shoot your block up to the sky and just make as much room in your sideways as you can. You're just trying to get your rib cage really far away from your pelvis. Lift, 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 lift. And then take that block behind the head. Squeeze an imaginary block between your thighs and drop your right elbow down. Take your left elbow back and inhale into your left ribs for 3, and 2, and 1. And then inhale your way up and exhale down. Draw your right elbow back, breathe into your right ribs for 3, and 2, and 1. And then inhale your way up and exhale your way down. Take your left elbow back, breathe into your upper left ribs for 3, and 2, and 1. And inhale your way up and exhale your way down. Take your right elbow back, breathe into upper right ribs for 3, and 2, and 1. And then inhale your way up and exhale down. And then turn your left elbow towards the floor. Wrap your left shoulder blade around and breathe into the bottom tip of that left shoulder blade for 3, and 2, and 1. On your next inhalation, open up your wing, look up at your left elbow, drop your left shoulder blade down to the left pelvic rim, lift the back of the left pelvis toward the left shoulder blade, and breathe up under your right collarbone for 3, and 2, and 1. And then go ahead and release And walk your blocks back around to the front edge of your mat. Step your front foot back and come back into your danda. See if you can get a little co-activation at the front and the back of your body. You're pulling your hip crest forward and reaching your heels back so your quads are tight. You're squeezing your knees. You just want to work that QL movement of the shoulder blades towards the hip crest and the low ribs towards the pelvis. Lift up between the shoulder blades. Base of skull is rising for 3. Soften neck, and 2. And 1. And then we're just going to step that left foot forward. This time we're going to block the foot. So we're going to try to get the whole ball of the foot up and over the edge of the block. We're going to pull the left hip back while we're pushing the left heel towards the floor. And then inhale, roll through the big toe mound, rise up and arch the foot a little bit. And then exhale, drop down into the middle of the heel strike. And inhale, roll up and arch the foot and exhale, drop down. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, drop down. This time, lift your pinky toe up a little bit and inhale up. And exhale down. Keep your pinky toe up a little bit. Inhale up. See if you can arch your foot. And exhale down. And then keep your foot there. Step forward a little bit or a lot. Inhale, reach your sternum forward. Think about that blanket in the fold of your belly and see if you can get a little more extension here. Lifting tail. And on your next exhale, drop the outer left heel into the mat. Take your hips over towards the left. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then inhale, center, and exhale. Inner heel comes down. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then just go side to side. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then all the weight in the right foot, we're going to turn that left block, step the left heel on it so that the toes are parallel, fingertips to the right block, and step the right foot way back, left forearm on left thigh. Inhale, swing forward, dog tilt. Exhale, cat arch. Inhale, dog tilt. Exhale, cat arch. Inhale, dog tilt. Exhale, cat arch. And inhale, dog tilt. And exhale, cat arch. Okay, just so put your right knee down. Take your left sitting bone back a little bit and drop it down. And then use your belly to swing your arms. Just get as much movement in your sideways as you can get, generated from your abdominal muscles. Can't talk again. 3, 2, and 1. And then just take your right hand behind your head, reach your right elbow around to the left, let your right shoulder blade follow it. And then left ear is coming to left shoulder. So here we are at that funny angle. Just feel that steam up the side body and breathe. Spread your rib tips. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then you're going to drop your right elbow outside your left thigh. Take your hands together and turn your navel to the left. Turn your navel, turn your navel. 3, 2, and 1, and release. We're just going to take that twist one more time. You can repeat it exactly like that. If you want to, you can take your strap. I'm sorry I don't have a strap today, but we've been doing it a couple times. You just drop the buckle over your left shoulder, wrap it under, and then just see if you want to find that strap, go for it. Otherwise, just find that twist again. Right palm comes forward and up. You're lifting your lowest right rib. And just drop that elbow outside the left thigh. Turn the belly. Think about all these actions we've been doing in the sideways. And if you feel like stepping your left shoulder blade back and bringing your hand around, you can do that. Turn your navel to the left. Feel the rib movement we've been cultivating. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then go ahead and release. Step your left foot back into all fours. Your hands are still on your blocks. And then just take a dog cat. 3, 2, and 1. And then go ahead and step your right foot forward, unfurl your left leg and block your right foot. We're trying to get the whole ball of the foot up and over that. And then pull your right hip back, push your right heel into the mat. So you're trying to lengthen the back of the right leg, and then inhale, rise up on the left big toe mound and arch the foot. Exhale, drop down, center of the heel strike. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, roll through the big toe side of the ball of the foot. Exhale to the middle of the heel strike. And then this time, lift up your left pinky toe and take that action again. Arch the foot at the top and then exhale down. Inhale up, keep that left pinky toe up, arch the foot and exhale down. And then leave the foot there or step forward a little bit or a lot. Inhale, think about that blanket in the abdomen and reach the sternum forward, reach the side waist long, lift the tail, and then exhale the outer right heel a little more deeply into the mat. Let that left lateral calf stretch and lengthen. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, drop the inner right heel down into the mat. Hips shift to the left for 3, 2, and 1, and then just go side to side for 3, and 2, and 1. And then we're just going to turn that block, right heel on the block so that the toes are parallel, fingertips to left block, step the left foot back, right forearm on right thigh, and inhale, dog tilt, swing the pelvis forward, look up, exhale, cat arch, inhale, dog tilt, exhale, cat arch, inhale, dog tilt, exhale, cat arch, inhale, dog tilt, exhale, cat arch. And just drop that left knee down. See if you can get your right sacrum coming back and sinking down a little bit, and then move from your belly as you twist. Let your arms swing along for 3, and 2, and 1. And then we're just going to take the left hand behind the head, wrap that arm around to the right, let the left shoulder blade follow the elbow, and then right ear to right shoulder, and just bell those ribs out to the left. Feel that elongated line. Breathe into your rib tips for 3, and 2, and 1. And then just drop that left elbow outside the thigh. Take the palms together. Turn the navel towards the right. Turn your belly for 3, and 2, and 1. And then release. If you want to get your strap on your shoulder, now is your chance. Otherwise, take your left palm forward and up. Lift your lowest left rib. Elongate, elongate, elongate left side. And then exhale that elbow outside the thigh. Turn your belly. Turn your navel towards the right. If you want to reach around, step your right shoulder blade back. Take your arm around you. Find the bind. Turn your belly to the right. Feel that twist across the rib cage. 3, 2, and 1. And then go ahead and release. Take your right knee back. Take a couple of cat cows. You're up on the blocks. 3, 2, and 1. And then just go ahead and come back to your dana and walk your feet all the way to the front of the mat. Hang in your forward fold for a moment. For 3, 2, and 1. And then take your feet hip width apart, roll up one vertebra at a time, turn your glutes on, and by waxing off your feet, and then pull your heels towards your glutes as if you were going to bend your knee and kick yourself in the butt to get your hamstrings on. And then keep your corset on, but see if you can extend from your sternum to your collarbone. Take a little look up. Your QL is on, so you're pulling your shoulder blades down toward the pelvic rim without giving up that front corset. Tuck your chin. 3, 2, 1. Inhale the hands up. And exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale, step your right foot back, step your left foot back. Come down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling another chaturanga if you want one. Downward facing dog. Lengthening both edges of the pelvis. Lengthening the sideways. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then bend the left knee and sit the right rib cage out. Bell the right rib cage out. Take your left ear to your left shoulder. And then bend the right knee and bell the rib cage over towards the left. Take your right ear to your right shoulder. And just go side to side a few times. See if you can get as much movement as you can. Ear going to the opposite shoulder of the way the rib cage is belling out. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then go ahead and step your right foot in between the hands. Left foot comes to meet. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Take your feet hip width apart. Wax off your feet and make the action of pulling your heels to your butt. So your hammies are on. We're going to come up with a flat back and just take a little look up with the chin tucked. And then exhaling, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale, step your left foot back, step your right foot back. Come down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling another chaturanga if you feel like it. And then downward facing dog. Really long along the spine. A lot of space between the bottom rib and the hip crest. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then step your left foot forward, step your right foot forward. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Take the feet mat width apart. No, sorry, hip width apart. Press your heels down, come up. Take a little look up. And then exhaling, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, look halfway up. And exhale, step your right foot back. Draw your tail toward the midline, pull your right hip forward, push your right heel back, get your right quad tight, get your right knee squeezing. Now choose your left hip placement. If you were working your left hip, you might lift up your left big toe and your left arch and get your left hip a little bit of room there, but try not to get your tail off to the side. See if you can keep your tail straight back, and then pull your fingertips on your blocks, get your back line on a little bit, and then go ahead and take one block with you as you come up. Push that block up to the ceiling. Get as much room into your side waist as you can. You're lifting the whole rib cage away from the side waist, and then you're going to drop that block down onto the floor and put a little weight into your right hand. Left hand's coming over the top of the head. Your right ear is on your right shoulder. Your rib is belling up to the ceiling. And then you're just going to try to go the opposite way. You're not going to go as far as you did before when your knee is on the ground, but you're just trying to make a little movement with the neck and the side waist coordinated. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then walk your block back. Pull on your blocks again. And come on up. All right. I guess we'll go ahead and swing. Sorry, put your fingers back down and drop your right heel down so that your feet are more on train tracks. You got a warrior one feet, but your feet are wide apart instead of one behind the other. And then go ahead and come back up, swing from your navel, move your belly button to move your arms. You really want to work your side waist, like the center of your body is where you're moving from. 3, 2, and 1. And now take your right hand behind your head, reach it around to the left side. Let your right shoulder blade follow after that action, and take your left ear to your left shoulder and really bell your right rib cage out to the side. Breathe into this sideline. Elongate there for 3, 2, and 1. And then drop that right elbow outside that left thigh. Take your hands to namaste and turn your rib cage. Turn your belly button to the left for 3, and 2, and 1. And then release your hands down and step your left foot back. Come down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhaling. Are you okay, Fran? Exhaling.
Bung hip.
Okay. Elongate your downward dog. 3, and 2, and 1. And then go ahead and step your right foot forward. Try to center your tail so it's reaching straight back behind you. Pull your left hip forward and your left heel back. Get your left quad tight. Squeeze your left knee. Fingertips to block. Pull towards the back mat. So you want to get your back and your front a little bit co-activated. And then take your block with you and shoot it up to the sky. Elongate the lowest rib away from the hip crests. And 3, 2, 1. Now we're just going to take that left block down to the floor, press the left hand into it. Right hand's going to come over, right ear to right shoulder, left rib bells out, and just go side to side. Notice which side is more difficult to find this action, moving the neck, moving the side waist. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then just go ahead and take that block back to the front. Drop your left heel down so you're in a warrior one position, but your feet are wide apart like they're on train tracks. Pull on your blocks again, and then go ahead and come up. Turn your belly. Get your arms swinging in response to the belly turn. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then left hand behind the head. Turn that elbow towards the right. Let that shoulder blade follow, follow, follow. And just drop that elbow outside the thigh. Turn your navel to the right. Turn your rib cage to the right. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then release. Step your right foot back. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling downward facing dog. 3. Actually, take a child's pose if you want it, or your 3 most generous breaths here in your downward facing dog, your choice. For 3, and 2, and 1. And if you can, meet us back in downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up, step your right foot in between the hands. Drop your left heel down. And just pull your left thigh towards the back skin of the leg. Externally rotate that right quad as you bend right knee over right ankle. Just notice your belly turning towards the right and see if you can turn your navel, turn from the navel, twisting over towards the left. Don't lose your left knee inside your left toe when you take that action. So belly's turning left, quad is turning right, and then go ahead and extend your arms, relax your shoulders, look over your right fingers. For 3, and 2, and 1. Right forearm comes down, hand comes up and over, and let's just take that action one more time, trying to find this movement in the neck and the side waist. 3, 2, 1, and then go ahead and reverse your warrior. Elongate this right side body as much as you can. Really spread those rib tips. We've been making a lot of space in that rib cage, contracting left side waist for 3, and 2, and 1. Now straighten your right leg, bump your left hip to the left a little bit. Keep this side body very long as you elongate over. And then you're just going to take your right hand to your ankle or to your block, wherever you'd like to go. Take your left hand over the ear, drop your rib cage down, lift your left ear up towards your left shoulder a little bit, and then turn your navel up towards the ceiling. Trikonasana. Release the arm, keep it up there, or step your left shoulder back, dive it into right sideways, let it find the inside thigh. Base of skull reaching towards top of head. 3, 2, and 1. And then just look down at your right foot. Roll through the right big toe mound as you step forward. We're going to lift that left leg up. You can keep the bind or you can let it go. And then just contract left side waist, elongate right side body, and turn your navel up towards the left. See how much of that turn you can find here. For 3, Ardha Chandrasana, and 2, and 1. And then extremely quietly bend your right knee. Take your left foot down so gently, like you're stepping in a pile of leaves. You don't want to make any noise. And then just parallel or pigeon toe your feet forward. Fold, hang, and breathe. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then we're going to come up. We're going to turn the left foot out, turn the right foot in, and go ahead and cut your right thigh towards the back skin of the leg. Externally rotate your left quad as you take your left knee over your left ankle. And just notice how the belly is oriented towards the left and turn the navel towards the right. Initiate that turn right from the belly as we have been. As you do that, your knee might fall inside the toe, so your belly's going right, but your quad has to reinvigorate towards the left. And then we're going to add the arms. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then just take that forearm down, left forearm on right thigh, right hand up and over, and just see if you can find the belling of the rib as the ear goes to the opposite shoulder. Again, just noticing which side of the body is more cooperative for this movement. 3, 2, 1. And then reverse your warrior, sky your left hand, breathe long into this left rib cage, spread the rib tips, contracting right side waist. 3, 2, 1. Now straighten the left leg, bump your right hip out to the right. Keep elongating all the way down, and your left hand's going to come to your left ankle, shin, or block. And then take your right hand behind the head, sink your left rib cage down as your right ear comes to your right shoulder, and then turn your belly up to the right. You can extend your hand up and leave it there, or you can walk your right shoulder blade back and dive your right hand into the left thigh top. Trikonasana. 3, 2, and 1. And then just take a look at your left foot. You're going to roll through that left big toe mound. And then you're going to pick up your right foot, Ardha Chandra. Same actions here, where we're elongating the left side, contracting the right side, and then turning the navel up towards the ceiling, swinging the left belly towards the right belly. For 3, and 2, and 1, and then just let that toe touch down very quietly, and take your hands to the mat. Step your left foot back, come down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward facing dog, and exhaling child's pose. 3, 2, and 1. And then roll up to seated. And we're just going to take the take the left glutes outside of the feet, to the glutes to the left side of the feet is what I'm trying to say. All right. Then go ahead and extend your left arm out to the left. Step your left shoulder blade back behind you, and then wrap your left arm into your right side waist. Then you're going to take your right hand to the front of your knee and turn your belly. You've got this long side of the body on the left side. Your right side's a little bit contracted, but we're turning the belly for 3, and 2, and 1, and then release and try the other side. So the right arm is going to extend. Step the right shoulder blade back. Take that right hand back behind you. Dive it into the left side waist. Left hand to right knee. Belly is turning towards the right. Long right side of the body right now. Left side waist is contracting. 3, 2, 1, and release. And then just step your left foot outside your right thigh and drop your left sitting bone down. Take your right palm forward and up. Lift your lowest right rib. Lift, lift, lift. And then as you exhale, catch the outside of your left thigh. Pull that knee towards yourself with your elbow. Turn your navel to the left. For 3, and 2, and 1. Now take your right hand behind your head. Wrap your elbow over towards the left. Wrap your shoulder blade. Take your left ear to your left shoulder. Your right side body is long. Your left side body is contracting. And then see if you can drop that elbow a little lower down. You can make a stop sign hand. You can grab your strap, or you can thread your hand underneath that thigh. Extend your left arm, step your left shoulder blade back, wrap that left hand around into the right side waist. Turn your belly to the left. 3, 2, and 1. Very nice postures. Go ahead and release. Turn slightly towards the right and just walk your hands around behind you. So you do the hokey pokey, and your right foot ends up outside your left thigh. Left palm comes forward and up. Lift your lowest left rib. Lift, 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 lift. And then exhale. Wrap it around that thigh. Use your elbow to pull the thigh towards the body. The navel's turning towards the right. Turning, turning, turning. 3, 2, 1. Now left hand comes behind head. Wrap it around. Wrap left elbow to the right. Wrap your shoulder blade too. Take your right ear towards your right shoulder and bell your rib cage out to the left a little bit, and then drop that elbow outside. You can make a stop sign hand, or you can thread it under. You can use your strap or your hand, step your right shoulder blade back, dive your right hand into your left side waist, turn your navel towards the right. For 3 and 2 and 1. And whenever you feel ready, just let that go. We're going to take a quick inversion. So take your legs up the wall, or if you would like to do a headstand, a sheer shut's okay with me. Really nice. Just notice your side waist, notice your rib cage, the mobility of it, wherever you are, you're breathing. And stay up as long as you want. When you're ready, come down, take a couple of breaths in your child's pose. And then whenever you feel ready, go ahead and roll over and come up to seated. So we've been doing this little roll in the ribs below the bottom tip of the shoulder blade, side to side. You can either come down onto the ball with the hands behind the head. If this is too much, you can lie completely down and lift your pelvis up a little bit, your choice. But you've got the ball between two ribs. It's sliding between the two ribs right below the bottom tip of your right shoulder blade in those intercostals. Three, 2, and 1. And then we're just going to take our elbows down and roll the ball down another inch. You can either take your hands back behind your head, or you can leave your elbows down. This one's a little more tender in a lot of people. And just go between those next two ribs. The back of the respiratory diaphragm can be sore here. And your 3, 2, 1, and then roll down so you're right below the lowest right rib. It just goes side to side. Let that ball sink into that QL attachment there. Got the liver, and on the back side, right above the kidney and the adrenals. 3, 2, 1. Then roll down another inch and see if you can get away from the bottom rib and above the hip crest, and just go side to side in the belly of the QL. 3, 2, and 1. And then roll down. You're just right above the hip crest like a ball on a track. 3, 2, 1. Then roll that ball into your right glute. Lift your right knee, take it into a little circle. You might want to pick up your left heel. You might want to take your knees together. For 3. And 2. And 1. And then drop your left foot down, straighten your right leg out, turn your navel 45 degrees to the right. And then you can stay down or prop yourself up on your right forearm, bend and straighten your right knee. Three, 2, and 1. And then just roll that right into your right side waist. Lie down so that the ball is above the right hip crest and below the right ribs. Inhale, press the abdomen towards the ball, and exhale, sink down onto it. Inhale, puff up belly side. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, puff up. Exhale, sink down. And then just take some pelvic tilts there. See if you can get the ball to wend its way in to the right side of your abdominal cavity. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then step the left foot behind the right thigh. Turn the navel 45 degrees toward the ceiling. And then just roll in and out of that seam at the back of the side waist or at the side of the back. And just see what you can find there in the way of interest. Right where the QL docks away from the obliques. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then just let that go and lie on your back and see if you can notice any difference between the right side and the left after that little roll. And then whenever you feel ready, we're going to put that ball into the left bottom tip of the shoulder blade between the 2 ribs on that side. And again, you can lie down on the floor. You can take the hands behind the head and just gently roll in between those 2 ribs. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then just take your elbows down and roll the ball down so it's between the next 2 ribs. You could stay on your elbows. You can take your hands back up. You can lie back down depending on how much sensation you want there. 3, 2, and 1. And then roll that ball down again. So it's just below the bottom of the rib cage. Lie down on your back, lift your pelvis off the floor, and just roll side to side. Three, 2, and 1. And then roll the ball down so it's right in the middle of your back. It's not touching the hip crest or the bottom of the rib cage. Three, 2, 1. And then roll down so you're just above the rim of the pelvis like a ball on a track. 3, 2, 1. And then roll down into the glute. Left knee in a circle. You can pick up the right heel. You can glue the knees together. 3, and 2, and 1. Straighten out your left leg. Turn your navel 45 degrees to the left. Stay down or come up onto your left forearm. Bear the outside edge of your left foot in the mat. Bend and straighten your left knee. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then just roll that ball right into your left side waist, dropping into the ball. Inhale, puff the belly towards the ball. Exhale, sink. Inhale, puff up. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, puff up. Exhale, sink down. And just take some pelvic tilts. 3, 2, and 1. And then step your right foot behind you. Turn your navel 45 degrees toward the ceiling. And then just roll in and out of the back of the side waist or the side of the back waist. And take your time, but when you're ready, just come off there and notice any change if that side caught up with the other side. And if you have anywhere else you need to roll, you'd like to take a few minutes, otherwise you can go right into your Shava, your choice. We didn't do the donut around the greater trochanter or the TFL, which we've been doing, so feel free to add that in now or get into your neck. Take it easy. Inhale through the nose. Long, slow exhalation out the mouth. Inhaling nose. Sighing out the mouth. Inhaling nose. Let everything go. Then rolling over on the right side into the fetal position. Taking a moment of gratitude for the miracle of your body, for your strong legs and your strong arms, for the good gift of eyes that see and ears that hear. Such amazing blessings. And grounding left palm into the mat, come gently up to seated, allowing head to hang until the very end. And just taking a moment in your seated position to notice any changes in the body from the practice, in the depth of the breathing, in the release to the muscle body, or the quietness of the mind. And inhaling the hands up over the head, letting the palms touch, coming to the forehead, asking for generous thoughts, and to the lips for kind speech, and to the heart for clear intentions. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. Really nice to see you guys.